Okay, levels right. And welcome to another episode of the B&W Show. You can watch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at the B&W Show. For all questions, comments, or even show suggestions of discussion for the show, you can reach us at the BWShow1@gmail.com. Once again, that's the BWShow1@gmail.com. And now, on to the next episode.
So welcome y'all to another episode of the greatest show ever.
That's right, greatest.
So this is a very special episode of the B&W Show. Not because there's uninvited sexual advancements or touching.
Like
or
we hate those?
Well,
I hate those.
But all special episodes always have some sort of that in there in the TV show. Like when different strokes when Arnold left the little kid for the bicycle repair guy, so he would touch him.
Man, you gotta go there.
Right?
It's too early to go there.
And then, but nor is this going to be a performance of any last-minute life-saving procedures.
Okay.
Right? Like, nor does it have any drinking or drug problems that's out of control, and we have to get together to help heal.
No quick interventions?
No interventions.
Okay, all right.
But actually, this is bigger than all three of those instances combined.
Is that right?
That's right, because we're now introducing the fourth member to the show.
Word.
It's the one, the only, Charles Nitty Suggs.
AKA Nuts. All right, that's my air horn in studio. What's up, fam? Facebook fam, how y'all doing out there? Actually, like we said a long time ago, we ain't even that no more. We bigger than it.
Yep.
You know, we more universal. We didn't have full platforms.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? We just gotta reach out, just say how y'all doing, how your family doing, how everybody doing on Saturday morning. I hope everybody doing good. You know what I'm saying? That's to everybody on every asphalt, every platform that we reaching out here this lovely, beautiful morning out here in AZ. And like my man said right there, the BW Show, baby.
Yeah.
That's
now
where
hashtag
we at.
us.
Hashtag. So, first of all, as we bring on my boy Ness here, you got AP. You know, we got God in the house. You know, one day y'all have to meet God.
Yeah.
You know, we all go to the anchor one day.
Yeah.
And we'll see the message.
Yeah. We'll be having the word of God. When God's ready to speak to us, we will be spoken to.
The God's word soon will cometh. You know, so in honor of what it is, we all know about the draft and everything. We're going to get the show started. But first, I just like to shun attention to, you see that Browns? Let me just step on up right quick so y'all just see what I'm working with today. Yeah, that's right. You see that? That's right. Browns, baby. Because you know what's happening next year. We went in the division, like I said already. And we got OBJ! We about to be LSU, what we say, LSU mid-east. I don't do Midwest because Cleveland ain't Midwest. We mid-east.
You guys picked up Hunt, too.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the running back who's suspended?
Oh, we're going to step all over him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take his kids and take his wife and run right through the hole with him, you know, week 7 and going on. I'm playing. It's probably too soon for that, so literally we're not going to do that. We're going to play smash mouth football when he does arrive, though. So, but, you know, as we're going to keep it going, I'm going to go ahead and sit back.
Have fun at the dentist.
You know. People getting their teeth cleaned today?
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah, where?
Dentist appointment.
Oh, is that right? She gonna pull anything out?
No, it's just evaluations.
Oh, evaluations?
Yeah.
Say how many cavities you got over there? She has 17 cavities.
That was all.
She goes like, fuck you, Will.
Go ahead and type it in.
I think she says that anyways.
Right.
Being she's a Steelers fan and you're a Browns fan.
Yeah, so. Man. Filler fan. You gotta get the team enunciation.
That's right.
Man. It's fillers, you know. Because they like my man Flowers said, paper champions. They ain't nothing but paper champions. You know what I'm saying? Just paper champions.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so
6-time paper champions.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know. Hey, everybody has a dark day soon. And it's coming for all y'all feeling country out there. Y'all done lost a whole bunch of people, so I don't predict y'all doing what y'all like to do normally. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what it is. But
so get into it.
Yeah.
So we are introducing the third host, the complete show. This is the teams, the B&W team. there's more of B&W than just the show we got going on. So, like I said, Nitty's the guy. He's our man. It completes the team. On top of that, we are going to be doing live kids productions, going to hospitals, entertaining sick kids, singing, story reading, characters. It's going to be lit, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a little. Yeah, I tried to smooth that, iron that up with that transition, but yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be lit. But we're gonna. I guess we should. B&W Show is gonna try to show these through our platform.
Yep.
Yep. But we have to say, this is the group, the host cast, but Brooklyn's in the house, y'all.
Yep.
Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn Inc., baby. That's the one. This is Brooklyn that you're looking at right now.
We call ourselves Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And most people ask us why.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe any of us are actually from Brooklyn.
Nah.
I know a lot of people from Brooklyn take offense to that. But what it actually means, it's an homage to the Beastie Boys.
Yep.
Say, no sleep till Brooklyn, right? Well, we like to sleep. We want to be that point to when you've come to an end, and like you found the gold at the end of the rainbow. That doesn't mean we're ending, but we're Brooklyn. We're to that point where you're like, okay, we're here. Now it's time to get busy. Mm-hmm. We are Brooklyn.
It's always the mental state of mind.
That's right.
You got to figure, because if you're not thinking relevant to where you should be and where you're supposed to be, then you're always behind on trying to get to where you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? You got to have, what they say, a little self-motivation, a little drive, a little hustle within yourself that you want to aspire to be something someday. That doesn't really go about sleeping on the couch, till 1 like I used to do. I love sleep. I ain't going to lie. If I can get me a good 1, 2 o'clock, love it. But, it's just all the mindset of what we're trying to do. And like we saying, this is just 2019. We trying to grind, trying to get it.
It's all about the grind.
What episode is this? What episode number is this?
This is 23, y'all.
23, man. First of all, got to give a shout out, man, to everybody that really, when we went back to show 1, I was like, what the fuck is this? What are these dudes, I just want to say appreciation to everybody that still gave that 5 minutes just to stay with us till show 23, from what we say to from the bottom, going up. So we at the first floor. We branching off. We had 13 people, something like that. Now we up to 2,600. So I forgot the thermometer I'm gonna bring, because this what we gonna do, people. This what we gonna do. Out in church, they get an offering plate because they want to get a certain number of revenue for the church before they upgrade.
Church.
Yes, right. So we gonna preach. So next show, I'm gonna have a thermometer. It's going to show our viewing at where we at 2.6. We trying to get to 5.0. That's 5,000 folks. Once we get to 5,000 folks, guess what? We going to give out swag.
Right.
But just like that church don't get that new AC until they get that revenue up,
Right.
we not giving no swag out till we get that viewer up. But we going to give out swag. Good swag too. Good swag.
And not just pins. We got pins.
Right.
Pins are great. These are for us.
Mm-hmm.
These are ours.
Mm-hmm.
We use these.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting hats.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting some shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We get some toenails.
He does the toenails. He does the toenails. He tried to get me to do some toenails. No, I ain't.
We'll get there.
No,
We'll get there.
We're not getting there.
We'll get there.
You don't be getting your toes done?
Nope. Oh no, I have got
my wife says she's seen.
I get a pedicure, dog, and I get
she's seen him in the toe place.
I get a clear pouch.
Pedicures are one thing. It's always troubling when people see my painted. So
no, I'm not painting my toenails.
Some of you can see that. It's a little bit brighter. It's actually silver this week.
Because he's representing the Raiders, and he a Buffalo man. But hey, whatever twinkles his toes.
Each his own, man.
Right. But you know what it is, guys. As athletes, and this is how I really got into it, because the athletes' toes be crushed up, dog. Yep. They get stepped on. You see some basketball toes. You see some
turf toe was a big deal back in the day.
And Bron's feet look like crumbled knuckles, and Shaq's feet look like rocks that was mashed between two mountains. Then lava came over and petrified them in a certain state. I'm just saying, this athlete, so pedicures is gonna try to keep your toes right. At least your toenails right. You know, so when I season, I got stepped on my toes a couple times with some steel cleats. Hey, man, that hurt. You know what I'm saying? And ugly feet hurt too when you look at them. So I was like, you know, let's go ahead and just try to keep a nice presentation.
Ugly feet hurt too
when you look at them. You look at them, man. You didn't see some busted up feet before, have you not? Come on, be real. Everybody's feet ain't pretty like babies.
You know, and sometimes you don't realize how busted up they are until you go get your first pedicure.
Or until you actually, the chick would take off her damn shoes and you just be like, oh.
Yeah.
The hell does she do? What's that big bump right there?
Actually, it's when they sit down. When you sit down and you put your feet, because you're in the water before they come around,
right? And
they go down and sit down in front of you. Like, okay, lift up the first foot. You put up your first foot, and she goes, "Oh shit."
Right.
She rolls up her sleeves. You got a problem there. You got to roll the sleeves up.
She rolled the sleeves up, or she put the mask, and then she do like, "Hey, whenever the chick talk to somebody else, the first thing in a different language, you know she talking about your feet.
Especially when she does this.
Yeah, you know.
You're looking at the guy next to her, looking at your feet. You know,
you just translate that like, what the fuck? Why your feet not look nice like this? Why your shit look choppy like this? You can already tell, man. I don't even know why we even got to talking about feet. I don't. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying.
I didn't want to start the subject of Nitty.
Round 4 in the draft, though.
Yep. So I didn't want to start the subject of Nitty. So anytime I talk about Nitty, and I say, Nitty? Who's Nitty? I was like, oh, he's one of my best friends. He's my partner, man. He's one of my guys. Like, so that's his real name, Nitty? Like, no. That's just what he goes by. Well, how do you get the name? I don't know. Are you willing to tell us? Is that a deal? Is that a secret society thing?
When I was younger in the streets, a lot of me and my friends, we always wanted to have hardcore names, you know, and we was going through a lot of names. Actually, I went through a lot of names. I used to be called Frenzo because I'm Puerto Rican and black. Like that's Frenzo is not a Puerto Rican name. I don't even know why.
It's a Puerto Rican man.
It's a little bit of both. But I was watching Al Capone, and I came past this Frank Nitty. Now I didn't like the Frank part, but the Nitty part was cool. Then I hung with it. Then once I started rapping, it hung with me, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna hang with this thing. But then once everybody started knowing my name, you got to go with it.
Sure,
you got to go with it. So once I started doing film and making friends and in the music industry, you know, that's the first thing came up. Was I was known as Nitty, so you know I kept it. First I was gonna change it, but I like being me.
Cool.
And I turn the radio down when I smell something.
So you know some Puerto Rico? You know some Puerto Rican?
No, I don't. My nana hate that too.
Oh, cool.
I get treated like stepchild when I go visit my family.
Sure. Did you not want to learn it or what?
I used to know some of it, but cognition changes as you get older.
Do you think that's important?
Yes, it's very important.
Your native tongue?
Yeah, your native tongue is very important. So I don't think that my native tongue is very important because I didn't take time to learn it.
Sure. And that happens. I mean, there's one of my best friends, Kevin. His dad was born and raised Italy. He was Italian. Yeah, he was Italian. Like his dad, he was born 50 miles south of Rome. Like, and he came over on the boat, the pasta boat, back in like the 50s. You know, and so he was full blown, and but he didn't marry an Italian woman. He married an Irish American woman. And so when they were kids, my friend Kevin, he didn't teach him Italian. Like he's like, you're in America. We're in America. English is the thing. English is what you're gonna learn. And so my buddy always regretted that because he had family that's still in Italy and he never really learned Italian outside like the bad words, of course. But it was funny one time we had relatives of his come over. They were cousins from Italy. It was the first time they've ever met. Right. And they'd hang out and they'd do their things, and he would try to talk to them, but because he didn't know Italian, he would talk to him in English. But he thought it would help if he put an Italian accent to it. He's like, so you guys don't want to go get something to eat? And I'm like, I don't think that's going to help, Kevin. I don't think it's going to help.
Is he clowning us?
You think you're mocking him? You think you're mocking him?
Right.
It was funny. He was trying to be serious. You know, he was legitimately trying to be a kind guy. You know,
It is crazy.
Yeah, language is important.
Yeah, man, because I hear that a lot. You know, I mean, we in Arizona, so you know where we are is predominantly Latin, you know what I'm saying, Mexican influence out here. But even still, now you have a lot of you know Mexicans of my cats, and they'll tell me like, yeah, man, we don't really speak Spanish a lot in the house no more. But when my abuelo come, you know, grandmother, grandfather, uncles, tias, and aunts and stuff, you know, because they coming still from over the border, you know, it still keeps it fresh. But even they don't like it because they feel like you're not honoring this part of your heritage, your culture.
Sure.
And I was just like, yo, I could see that. But you know, with black folks, I mean, man, you know, they talking about go back to Africa. Who the fuck I know over there?
Right.
I'm so far distant from that damn land. Ain't no God. You speak your native tongue. I don't. There's no Swahili for me.
Yeah.
If for me, it'd be Creole.
Right.
If anything, because I got to go to the mixture of what you know, saying the family rooted out. But it's just crazy.
Well, it's the same if I were to try to go back to the Netherlands. I don't know a damn person in the Netherlands.
Right.
I'd be ended up smoking weed and in the red light district the whole time.
Now that might not.
Right. I know people where I'm from ain't trying to go back.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, so, and that's another thing. You got to figure like, okay, where we came from to where we are. You know, oh, would you ever want to go back? No.
Right.
You're like, why? Motherfucker, do you know what's happening where I'm from? You know what I'm saying?
Gunshots.
And which kills the beauty of communication, because you know when you like to travel and you like to learn new things and new words, you want to share those new words. But what kills the beauty of communication is that your audience is not always receptive to new words.
Right.
Be like, look, I don't speak that. I'm black. I just speak English.
Right.
Like, motherfucker, you can't expand your mind outside of your own societal realm of daily habits.
Well, and that's
you know what I mean. That pisses me off right there, because we're putting limits on what we want to, you know, come across or be open to. You know,
well, that's the thing. Like in the country, though, so people are like, well, this is America. You speak English, right? And I always tell people like, oh yeah, I appreciate that. If it's not an official language, but it's the language used by officials. So I kind of get that.
Right.
But if you go by the Constitution, the First Amendment is freedom of speech, not freedom to speak English. So you're allowed to say what you want to say, however you want to say it, right? And again, there's repercussions. You know, obviously you can't go walking around. Well, it's freedom of speech, so F those niggers. You know,
right?
Like, no. That there's repercussions. You can say that all you want,
right?
But you say that in the wrong place. There's repercussions to that. You know,
indeed.
You're about to find out how much they're gonna F you out, man. You know,
that's real tough. That's why I always find it funny how when you have these pictures, like, you know, the girls at the predominantly white school in the white suburban neighborhood talking about, you know, nigger, but one wears an N, the other one wears an I, and you like, yeah, y'all want to do that up at your school where you got 5 black people. Do that shit where it's a predominantly, you know what I'm saying, minority school. So you're not doing that shit.
So here's the bad thing. I used to live in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, literally, that neighborhood with that high school goes to Nawatuki.
Yeah.
I lived in that neighborhood. I knew all.
Yeah, that whole stigmata.
My ex-stepdaughter went to that high school.
She was. You know what? You should use black. You should use white shirts. Black marks. You know.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Nah, but you know,
it'll be funny.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's so fucking crazy because it's like sometimes people be shocked, and I'm like, you know what? That really doesn't surprise me. Yeah. It really doesn't, because you have these type of things that people think they can get away with, and they can't be touched. Hence, fans at games when they think they can just touch
somebody's Facebook because they miscommented on the fact. So
Right.
I said, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, you're just a stupid. Da, 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 da. I was like, hey, if you want to settle this is where I live.
Right.
Nobody showed
Pull
up.
up.
Right.
Nobody showed up.
Right.
Nobody showed up.
Yeah.
And hashtag pull up.
Yeah. Them the type of invites you think
I'm
are
not
right.
even like that.
Feel comfortable, come where I live. I'll meet you someplace. I don't
Right.
care. We can have a civil discussion all you want.
Yeah. Civil.
Civil.
Keyword.
Use my dictionary and the thesaurus.
That was tough. That was a white joke. I never heard that. Dictionary.
Well, hold on. But but another thing I wanted to ask is when you was talking about the dude asking for Nitty.
Yeah.
What is he? Is he white, black, Mexican, what?
Well, anytime I talk about Nitty, it's somebody's always asking. So my wife, the first time I told her about Nitty, she's like, "What was that?" My grandma. I guess it was mostly white people.
Because see, the reason I say because I believe in my opinion.
Sure.
In my opinion,
Sure.
we have their cultures have a different level of investigation of somebody.
Sure.
I met Nitty. Oh, Nitty. All right, cool. Oh, that's a nickname, whatever. I didn't think, where did you get that name from? What that mean? Who gave? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then again, I also see when I have my nicknames, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
Sleepy.
Right.
What that mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you get that name?
Because you
Okay.
sleepy.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
and it's also because
there's
in
a couple
the white
reasons.
community, everybody has the same nickname. It's dude or
Bro.
bro.
Yeah, which
What up,
we're
dude?
now becoming
What up,
too.
bro?
you
That's
know?
everybody.
So, and I figured it out. When the white people call you bro, they accept you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up with
That's
you, man?
right. That's right.
You know what I'm
When they call
saying?
you dude, it's
When they
with
call you
question.
dude,
Like,
this was question. Yeah,
dude.
like, hey, dude. Dude. Like, come on, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Or you
Right.
Or you just end the conversation. All right, dude. See you later.
Yeah.
Just ending it.
They don't
All right,
really
dude.
care
It's
for you.
done.
Like, all right, dude. Like, you're a guy. You're a dude. Like, I see you, but you're not really him. But we say, all right,
Yeah.
bro. See you later.
Yeah.
Oh, you my guy.
Right. And that's
See
not
you
even
later.
like a dismissing a guy. It's just like we're done with the conversation. So I have no further need of discussion or you for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, all right, dude. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a see ya. All
I
right.
have never heard nobody ask me why they call me Nitty, except you and the police.
Right. Right. That's funny.
I had the police ask me for why they call you Nitty. That's fucking nosy.
Right.
You're trying to know too much.
Right.
That was old me. That's old
You asking too many questions.
Old me.
Well, I can tell you. So, like the first time I met Nitty, so this is what I think even Nitty's curious about now. So when I first met Nitty, so it was a meeting that Val set up,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because he was working on Ram's show,
Mm-hmm.
and we were both going to Collins College together. And you must have told Nitty, like, you guys were starting to work on some projects. So they're like, hey, I know a guy.
And Nitty, before Nitty was doing, shit with Rampage and the music, and Nitty was also doing his thing with what you had an NFL show.
Mhm.
So Nitty was doing different projects on the music scene and also, the show type scene as well. Trying with his own endeavors before we all linked up.
Right.
But
So we met up at what used to be GameWorks at
Yeah.
the Arizona Mills Mall. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is now because I haven't been down there in ages.
right.
But we were up on the second floor, and so we walked up, and I seen Nitty. I'm like, okay, he's a different kind of guy.
Mhm.
He's got the cornrows.
He said, I want a
Yeah.
gangster.
I was like, okay, he's a different kind of guy. I was
Who
like,
felt it got me up here
Yeah.
beating, man?
I was like, I need to evaluate what I'm getting into, right?
Yeah, take a
I
step
gotta know,
back.
right? So I was like, so the week prior, I was working on in my own head a stand-up line that I wanted to, because occasionally I'll do that. I'll make up stand-up lines and use them in my head. So I was like, all right, I'm going to throw this down on him and see how he reacts, and then I'll know what kind of guy I'm working with,
Right.
right? So while you guys were all in conversation, I leaned over to him like, man, I was just in the men's restroom, and I swore I smelled nachos. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to go, oh, gross, or nachos. And that's exactly the reaction I got.
Oh man.
And he started rolling. I was like, all right, this guy's all right. We can work with this. We can work with this.
Yeah, man.
He said nachos. Nachos. Ooh, nachos. Oh, man.
You met me at a good time in my life, man. When I was trying to accept new people. Bill, I'm glad. I don't even remember that, man. It's like, listen. It's like when a child can't remember when he was 5.
Right.
Don't smoke that much. Don't do that much. And don't do that much, man.
Yo, we was out because you had a show something, and that's remember because before that we was just over at Miss Marche house a couple days in that week, and I seen you but I didn't meet you, and then I actually talked to you that Saturday out there in fucking I think it was Avondale or whatever at that show whatever, you know. And when I seen him, I was listening to that. I was like, oh, bet, you know. And then I was talking, then Nitty was saying something, man. And I just said, okay, my man, you know, me, I see a whole bunch of different things that add up. Like, I look at the mezzanine, I see the 1, I see the 2, I see the 3, I see where we're going, I see where it's going to add up, you know. So when it came to Nitty and I was talking to him, I was hearing him, but I was just seeing more than what I was hearing and looking at the time. And I was just like, and I don't know if you remember this, so I was like, yo, that's, you know, your show. I said, yo, man, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got some talent, you know, but I don't know if you know that your specialties ain't just in music. I was like, well, what you want to do?
I remember you said that.
Remember I asked you, I said, well, what do you want to do? And you didn't answer that question, just come back. You actually took a minute. You took a minute before you answered that question. And that was the jewel drop, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know about his writing, you know, expertise until we actually had more conversations. But I knew that there was a whole bunch more talent in what I was seeing right at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, so I just like, yo, what do you want to do? And from there, you know what I'm saying, the roles just started booming. And we just started getting into other shit, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to manifest other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Energies, master speaking classes, you know. Just everybody coming one on the train of thought. So we all, and when we all just got together, because that night was me and you. All 3 of us came after that night.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because I was already in school with AP at the time, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing theater, modeling, and different shit, football, you know, and other miscellaneous.
I was modeling too, but it was more like model cars and model planes.
You know, so yeah, so through the networking, you know, this silly motherfucker seen him, kicked it with him, and just stayed, you know, true with Aaron, and met Nitty, and with Nitty, it was just like, yo, there's just more shit that I know that we can try to manifest, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And one thing about good energy is you always want to be around good energy, you know, especially when, you know, it's just like the Millionaires Club and you're not the millionaire. You still want to be around the millionaires, that energy, because you want to take some of that energy with you. You want to pick up that ear hustle, you know, a little tip here, a little dime here, a little jewel here, you know, and you plant them seeds, water it, watch that bitch grow, man. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, as I said, this is the new Millionaire Club right here.
Yeah, so you know it's been
all 4 of us in this room right now. It's a Millionaire Club right here.
We've been Brooklyn what, 5 years?
Ooh,
longer?
Just 5.
How long have we been Brooklyn? Nah, damn near 10.
Not quite 10.
Nah, because we sat at the table. The first Brooklyn was at the crib on 7th, at my table in the kitchen. That was the first meeting. That was like 20. No, that was like 2010. Probably about 6-7 years. You know, about there if you think about it, around 7, but within that time it's crazy, huh?
Sure. Yeah, it's been a minute. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it has, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, at with that minute you come with, hey, you know, what you guys do? Oh man, when we write, you know, we do videos, you know, got shows, You know, we got some movies and shit. And then you're saying, oh, okay, well, you know, we got cameras, we got equipment, we got crews. Oh, word. You know what? Can you do something with us? Well, we came to you because we heard you were the one that was possibly able to help us out in doing what we do. But now instead, you want us to work for you.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah. There's a lot of that, you know.
Nah.
You expect tip for tat, but it's a lot more tat than tip.
Right. You pay dues, you work, you do trade work, but it comes to a level where you just, you know, you get to the point where, okay, I'm gonna do trade work, but not at this point now. Right. We need to start, you know, moving ahead with some concrete shit with it. So, you know, it's crazy. So what are y'all looking at? Because we have a show.
Yeah, I know. We're on top.
We're on top of what?
My connection times to both of y'all was different. So you was around me without us being mentally close to me until these moments. Mm-hmm. Your moment was in the club. I was in a situation, and they were trying to get me.
Oh, that moment.
And
that was another moment.
No, this was the moment that let me know that you was okay being in my life. That I had this closeness with you.
Yep.
And I said, these guys trying to get me, man. You know? And he was like, what you want me to do? Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, the gun is in the other car. I don't know what to do, but I don't want to go there. So I called the police. They acted like, well, wait till you lay on the ground, and then we gonna come and see what's going on. Bell, real friend, pulled this car up to the door of the club. To the door. I'm talking about to the door. Like he pulled his get out the way. And I came out the club, I squeezed out, and I jumped in the car, and my life was being threatened. So that just showed me that this dude, he showed that he cared. You know what I mean? And that's what really made me close to him that day. I was like, I'm going to always be here for you from that moment. That was important to me, bro. Yeah. And everybody in that room that was with us, notice I don't mess with them no more.
Yeah.
Everybody that was at the bar with us, I don't mess with them no more. Aaron's turn was when he was always humble, always a nice guy, but I still need that what do we have thing. So I went in my box and I pulled out a story I had, and it was called Acid. And I was like, I'm gonna give him my baby and see what he do. When he came back, and she was so grown and beautiful, written so well. And he didn't try to act like it was his, you know. He was like, look what we did, and how do you like it? And that's what really made me be like, wow, man, you know what I mean? He took some of mine and made it more beautiful, man. And past that was on the creative side, but the Master Key parts was really it connected us in another type of way. But really that moment of Acid was like, man, I love this dude, man. Yeah, right. Like I can get this dude. If I die, it'd be like, baby, take all my scripts and write them. They'd be taken care of, you know. Right. Yeah, that's how I felt, man.
Nah, real time. I remember that. You know, I remember that, and I seen a lot of still figures. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one problem, kid. And that's the energy. See, you gotta be. You know, a lot of cats are just in a moment, but they not peeping and calculating, watching, and seeing what's coming. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be ahead of that. And I saw that, but you know, through miscellaneous activities, you know what I'm saying, we mustered. But that was crazy though. And then we went back to the bitch and tried to shoot a damn shoot the movie there. Shoot the TV show at that motherfucker. Yep. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. You know, we try to do some things, but we all been there, man. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishments and failures, and we still pushing. But hey, we 26 on B&W Show.
So I was asked a follow-up question because some of you are probably now recognizing a little bit Nitty. Like we've seen him someplace. I just can't quite put my finger on where I've seen Nitty. So he was in our last video where we played the Dungeons and Dragons game. He was right in front of the camera.
Yep.
So Oxford English. Yes. Oxford. All the Dungeons and Dragons guys who were there, Cameron, Chris,
Shout out
all
to the
guys.
D&D squad, y'all.
Everybody, Sky,
You know what I'm
Justin,
saying?
they're all asking, how'd you guys like it?
It was cool, man. I love adventure. I love creation. I love being part of new people. You know, so it was so fun to me, man. It was fun, man.
I thought it was cool, man. You know, yeah, I thought it was cool. Probably could have. We'll get some more drinking.
Yeah.
But next time, you know, some more party favorites. But that shit was cool.
So speaking of next time, they
That
wanted
shit
to do
was
it again May 18th.
May 18th.
Are you guys up for that?
May
So
18th.
to all my friends that I'm gonna share this with, these are the people that I was playing the nerdy Dungeons and Dragons that y'all all hit me online about. They was like, "Oh, so this was my nigga."
You changing on us.
Yeah, you heard you playing
You
Dungeons
changing
and
on
Dragons.
us.
You with the police.
Right.
With the full-
Right.
Why when black guys see you, they see you with more than 2 white people, they think they're police. Automatic. 2 white
wrong.
people was cool.
Something
But you was
wrong.
around 6 white people.
Right. You over there with the
One of them was
police.
the feds. No, man, it was all my friends, my new friends. I enjoyed D&D.
Cool,
I can't wait to do it again, man. It was a great adventure.
Hey man, it was just like the creativity aspect because you know what, to be real, I mean, it's just the video game, but it's on a board.
Right.
Now, one thing about D&D, you do a whole bunch of talking.
Yep.
God, you do a lot of talking.
Yeah.
But with all that talking, the thing that could piss you off is that if you're not listening to your dungeon master, because your dungeon master be saying shit, be dropping clues, but there be sometimes some talking, you be like, wait, I missed that. So it's like sort of school a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's why I say you have the party favorites.
Yeah.
Like I would love to play D&D Snoop style,
Snoop style.
Hi.
What's that?
Snoop Dogg style.
Hi.
I would love to play D&D on 420.
Don't folks. I knew that shit was coming.
I would love to. I'm just being. I would love to. You know, I
The
just.
white boys start bringing out those special dice on your ass. You don't know about
Right,
these.
right.
Dog, let's have the 20. They got 20-sided dice, 25
It's the
sided
best,
dice.
man.
No, we can. I just think that you know, they got 20-sided dice, dog.
20-sided. 100-sided.
Yeah, now imagine playing CeeLo with some 20-sided dice. You know now CeeLo is basically, you know, you got dice game. CeeLo's like the 3 dice, East Coast style. West Coast like to use 2 dice. You know what I'm saying? So, but they roll 2 dice on the East Coast as well. But you know, a lot of times you might see a little variance where they got 3 dice, 2 dice, whatever it be. But most everybody nowadays, they just pull out 2 dice and keep it rolling because you know it's simple add and subtract. Why complicate the numbers? You know, you really think about motherfuckers drinking and smoking on the damn alleyway anyway. Already fucked up. So why we gonna go so high with keep the game simple, dog. Run that back.
You know the best part about it? It's his story, man. He wrote that story. So I'm just waiting on my turn. That's what D&D is about for me. I'm waiting on my turn to one day, 1 year to create.
DM?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
As a writer?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
dude.
where I think that just kicks in because as a writer, you look at them like, yo, we can really get busy with this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can. But you know, shout out to the crew, man. 14th of May.
18th.
That's 18th. That's about 3 weeks. So to be determined.
Yeah.
I'm into my thing now.
I believe Cameron said he would host it again.
Right.
At Cameron's house.
Right.
So again, thank you to Cameron and his lovely wife Kathy for
Yeah,
providing a great spot.
And the chili, man.
The chili was fire.
The chili was fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Good looking out on there for real. I know we fucked
Great
that up.
hospitality.
Yeah,
Great hospitality.
it was cool. It was cool, man. Nah, it was cool.
All right, I got a question.
No doubt.
So I was doing some research on B&W and it means black and white, right?
Black and white show,
Black and
right?
white show.
The difference between black and white is just the ignorance in between. That's
Right.
it.
So I want to ask my white friend, what do best believe? When white boys use that mean? You best believe it. What the hell do that mean? Like,
Best believe.
is this? Do that mean the believe of the best? The best? The best of the believe? Like what? Just
It's not best as in like as in good, best, better, best. It's not that kind of best. It's best as in begot.
What?
Like begot.
You the first month. That's what I'm saying. What the Siri? What? How the fuck you spell begot?
Why the fuck would he say begot?
So you're like you.
I'm not saying I don't know what it means. I'm saying for him just to use it.
Yeah. So like you. So like it's like, well, you better do that, right? You better do that. Well, better than what's better than better? Best, right?
Right.
So you best be doing that. You best believe.
Okay, it's sort of right.
All right.
I mean, you know, it's one of them wordplays.
And then for next episode, I want you guys to translate begot.
Right.
All right, one more question. One more B&W.
Yeah, go for it. This is what this is about.
So, soul food is considered a food that black people cook.
We gonna go here.
Okay. If a white person cooked the same food, is it considered soul food?
Or is it soulless?
Oh,
that's usually in a box. So like macaroni and cheese.
So it's a box.
Macaroni and cheese, pork rinds.
did he say pork rinds?
Yes, he said
You better not bring no pork rinds to my grandma. Table.
That's in the bag, not even in the box.
Well, it's packaged.
It's packaged, huh?
What else we got?
Well, who clones soul food? Cause you know what I'm saying. I mean, since you opened it, we gonna have to talk again. We gonna talk because soul food. Soul, you equivalent soul to black. Like you need soul. You know what I'm saying? Soul, rhythm. But Korean soul food. So that's Korean black.
What's
food?
Well, that's
Korean soul food.
Yeah, it's Korean. So it's Korean soul barbecue.
Well,
right up here on the freeway. It's the restaurant. I'm like, so is that black and Korean food?
No. Seoul is the capital of South Korea.
Right.
S-O-U-L-E.
That means something completely different.
Man.
That means something completely different.
But this is how bad we stereotype shit.
Right.
Because Mexican food. Right. You got Chinese food, Korean food, Korean soul food restaurant. Which, by the way, when I first moved here, and this is a fucking farce, I'm so happy that this restaurant ain't open. They said soul food. Why? When I went in there was no black cooks. There was no black wait. The black people that was in there was the waiting staff, the servers, not the cooks, not even the cashier.
Black servers.
Yes, but they weren't black cooks.
In a soul food restaurant.
That's correct. In a soul food restaurant. So I ordered mac and cheese because I wanted to see what the fuck this experience was going to be about.
First thing.
I ordered collard greens. Yes, they serve collard greens in this bitch. Okay. And then I got some chicken. Okay. I wanted to see what this motherfucking shit was. I remember distinctively the collard greens taste like fucking plastic. You put them in the fucking water for like 20 minutes. And I was like, who the fuck? And then I looked around and I seen the chefs were Mexican. Now, the nationality of the chefs wasn't the problem. The problem was they didn't know how to cook the food that they were cooking. Sure. And that just goes back to the person that taught them. Right. And I don't know who the fuck taught them. And that was the question. Right. And I was like, this is the most shittiest experience for Arizona. Like, this was when I first moved here, and I was like, okay, what kind of food, what kind of eateries out here? Right. And that's what I stuck to.
It's the same experience when you go to Olive Garden, right? People go to Olive Garden and think it's an Italian restaurant. Mm-mm. And behind the stoves, right, are the Mexicans and the Asians. Mm-hmm. Not that they're not great cooks, but not for Italian. You want Italian food, you go to an Italian man. Yeah, the best Italian food is from my friend's father. And I've had the best. I can't go to an Italian restaurant and not compare food to him. Every time, like I've literally had lasagna that was this fucking thick.
Yeah. See, right? that's now
this thick. Every time somebody serves me lasagna, it's like that. Like, what is it, Stouffer's?
Box shit.
Yeah, take your frozen lasagna out of my face.
Since I've been out here, the two things I have noticed that motherfuckers will talk about people that don't know how to cook their own food. These Mexicans will talk about other motherfucking Mexicans cooking. Sure. Like, what are those? They made them tamales. Them shits is terrible. They don't even cook the masa. They don't even do that right. They don't even do the meat. Don't taste right. And they'll tell you in a minute that food is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You go, they'll tell you in a minute. Then motherfucker, you go to you get some soul food, and that shit ain't cooked
Yeah.
right. What the fuck is this?
I never went to no black
We gonna talk.
restaurant and soul food and it wasn't taste good. But what I will
I
say,
have, and there's one out here, but I don't want to discredit them.
fuck that.
You know
The
what I'm saying?
Mexicans
Your shit well.
was running the Chinese restaurant running Spectrum Mall, and that shit was remarkable. Good job, y'all sold the shit out that restaurant.
Hey, but here's another thing. You been to the buffet, right? You go to the buffets, all right, to the Chinese buffets. Tell me them motherfuckers don't know how to fry some chicken.
Yeah, they fry some chicken.
They fry some chicken like a mother. I'll be like, what the fuck?
They
They
fry the
use
shit
a
out
Pinot
some
boil or something?
But they don't have those seasons though. I think
Right.
soul food is about seasonings, bro.
Sure.
That's what it's about. Because all food, we all eat the same food, so it's really about seasonings.
Yeah,
Sure.
I took the
You know what I mean? It's
I
about
concur. I concur with it.
Yeah, it'd be like going to an Indian restaurant and having a.
Hold on, I just thought about something.
Yeah.
Aaron said, when I met Nitty, I seen cornrows was like, oh, this is a different type of dude.
Wait, when he met me, he didn't think that.
Right.
So,
So was it my cornrows? It was my hat. Did I have my do-rag on? Because I wear the do-rag.
You might have.
Yeah.
You might have.
Hey, he
Yeah,
tried to
I think-
do rag a lot over the braids, but
Yeah. Like,
but it's still, but that just like goes back
Yeah.
to what we said, the different energy of people. Like I said, there's different energies.
no, this goes back to at school. When I was trying to first start taking psychology, he said, so what's your major? I said psychology. And he was like, That's what my advisor said.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you
Right.
sure?
Right.
So it made me think about how people stereotype people from how we look. Not just but should we start dressing and looking a certain way to fit into environments so we won't be stereotyped, or say, hey, this is okay, this is me?
In the words of Bernie Mac, R.I.P. If people don't like the way you are, fuck them.
Oh, okay.
Fuck them all. Fuck all them motherfuckers.
Seizure. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
In the words of the great Bernie Mac. Nah, for real, I believe that because it's funny you touch on that because I got a high school cat right now. I just found out last night that he really having a tough time, and he's actually at a point where I was about 5-6 years ago, where every turn is just down, but then you looking for that self-worth, that self-gratification from somebody else outside of your own self.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I had to, and I hope, when I told him last night, I was just like, look, man, first, when you at that point, only way you look is up. That's the only way you going is up. You see, you can't go down no further when you already down. I mean, you on the earth. You sleeping on the earth. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna only go up, but you gotta have that strength inside to not give up and just keep it moving. But when you looking for somebody else to give you that, people gonna let you down, man. People gonna let you down,
to
man.
go on Nitty's point about you have to start acting and dressing a certain way for them to accept you. I say at this point, yes, because of the stereotypes that are out there, right? So you have to learn the rules before you can start breaking them. Once you get to that point to where you no longer have to apply the rules, then you can start breaking those rules and being who you are. So a little point, you got to play the game a bit before you can you bring your style, right? It's all about the fundamentals before you bring your style. Like even Jordan has his style of basketball, but he was about the fundamentals of basketball. Anytime he practiced the fundamentals. And when he was in the game, that's when his style came out.
Yeah, you got your
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you got to have
it's both sides. It's both sides, right? Because when you go to court, I bet you better not bring your style in the courtroom.
Right.
You bet the best thing to do is try to follow the rule, wear a tie, wear a shirt, even if it's for a traffic ticket.
Right.
So you won't be judged so far as stereotypes.
Well, what we say is like we greet. Unfortunately, here we have been greeting people based on stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like I told you the other experience. The white dude, the black dude. Mm-hmm. How you doing? What's up, bro?
Right.
I'm the bro.
Right.
Okay. But why did it have to change? The cadence didn't have to change, but I agree. It's just that's how it is. They just I want to be cool. I want to have that relation, that connection with you. Right. I want to seem like I'm not a threat. We're not a threat, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? For the fact that you got to switch up sometimes, that you feel some type of way just for that.
And I find it funny that people don't realize. Okay, so there's there's a racism where like, oh, you're the N word, you're this word, you're that word, and I don't like you because that person's probably least racist because they're treating you how they're gonna treat you, right? Whereas the person on the other side is like, oh, what up, my brother? They're treating you differently.
That's the one that you gotta watch, right?
That's the guy who's more racist because he's completely treating you differently for your race, right? So like I had this conversation with one of the guys at work. One of them I'm gonna bring on, Mickey. I had this conversation. Is why is it when like if you're hanging out with a bunch of guys, right? And like let's say I would walk in, right? Everything stays the same. Mickey walked in. The white guy's got to go change the radio station to make the black guy comfortable.
Right. Why?
Why is that a thing?
Why? And with the black man don't even listen to hip hop, and the motherfucker listen to country.
Right.
But you never know.
Right. Or he could not be he just maybe he wants to experience.
Right.
Maybe he went to this party to experience something that's not his norm.
Dog, when you say come out experience, and one thing I welcome, that's why I like our D&D episode, and also this. I went to a Bulgarian wedding last weekend.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, that motherfucking wedding was off the damn chain. Off the chain. Did ceremony in a circle around the couple, beautiful, beautiful couple. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to both of y'all, by the way. I'm gonna just keep it incognito. But Andy and Manuela, just shout out to both of y'all. Beautiful
Congrats.
day. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, inviting me and my wife to be there. You know, my wife's people met up there. But it was a beautiful thing, man. But the whole experience and the food off the damn chain. Dog, Bulgarian food was off the damn chain. You know what I'm saying? It had some pork. I just didn't have that. But it had a whole bunch of other stuff too, man. Off the fucking chain. But it was just the experience,
Absolutely.
man.
That's what it's all about.
Got boogie on. Got my boogie on. And I wasn't waiting for hip hop. I was like, yo, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this is the shit. I didn't understand the words, but you best believe I was out there doing it, dog. You know what I'm saying? It was nice. It was nice.
Woody Harrelson said in Cowboy Up. It's got hair, I can ride it. It's got a beat, I can dance to it.
Yep.
I ain't never heard that shit. They say he got his boogie on. What the fuck? Get your boogie on.
You'd be surprised, you know. I like the boogie, dog, especially come to weddings. You know, I still show at mine.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I do. You know, but yeah, it is a little crazy how that's the acceptance. But we don't want to be racist.
Right.
We don't want to be racist.
Right.
But we greet people off a stereotype.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we say we don't like this, but in the end, we gravitate toward the same thing we're opposing up. Right. So like I said, man, it goes back to what I said before. We are a hypocritical society, but you have to accept our flaws. Sure. America's not perfect. We're a hypocritical society, so accept who we are.
People, if you expect this country to be perfect, then you don't understand what people are. This country's run by people, is lived in by people, is housed by people.
Fucked up shit.
People are imperfect. If you want to be perfect, it'll get there because the human species will be eradicated from Earth. Then the Earth will be perfect.
That is some depressing shit to say.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
man.
actually, it's how you look at it. Optimistically,
no way to look at that.
Or pessimistically, because
we're the most unnatural thing
we're
about
going to
nature.
get to peace one day. Serenity will fall. One day. How you look at it?
The back part of the show is everybody gonna die. Accept that shit.
You know, message. You know,
message.
One day we will all close our eyes. You know, it's just that it's funny because when we're little, we don't think about that. Oh, I want to live till I'm 90. I used to say that. And as you get older, you're like, yo, how does it look like as I get older? You start coming into it with emotions, coming into it with self, and then you realize, yo, I don't want to be that 80 motherfucking year old to be lonely. Although you do see a lot of players out here in their golden years, and they're having fun. I'm like, are you really happy, dude? Are you really happy?
Happiness is a choice, man.
Right.
It's a choice. Everything is a choice.
Right.
Happiness, misery,
but
how you
paranoia, all that.
Right.
How you create your environment is your choice. Your environment.
And my thing is like, yo, how do they find it hard to connect to that one? Because you know when you do your thing, you're dealing with 5 or 6. You're not looking for a 1. So, and when you go down, when you get hurt, That's when you feel how alone you are. That's when you feel when you get hurt and you're like, shit, I need some help. And then you start rolling through it like, well, damn, this person ain't here in town. This person dealing with this person. This person, well, shit, they fucking around with their man. This person. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So who you really got in your corner? But you got 48 people sitting in your Rolodex that you can call at any given night.
Sure.
But then when you really need somebody, they're not there. And that's what I discovered. Like, yo, that's playing a percentage, man. Playing percentages.
We kind of like halfway clean off the plate with that. I kind of lost. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Welcome to the show, Nitty.
Oh.
AKA Ness.
So, as my final welcome to the show, Nitty,
Welcome to the show.
I went out,
Yep.
got us new business
Bah,
card.
bah, bah.
Yeah. All three of us, actually all four of us are on there. We even got Wiseman Entertainment Studios.
Notice,
We are
Message.
representing.
message is happening, y'all.
Check out that.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
B&W Show, baby. You know what I'm saying? We doing big things, man. The crew's getting bigger.
Keep
You
watching
know what I'm
us.
saying? The platform's happening. So, this was just a show just to say, hey, this is Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But, we on that hour format, but
Yeah.
we still got one more thing to do.
Yeah.
We're not going to do two more things. We're going to at least do one more thing because we was bumping our gums so damn much, really. So, we have music as what we like to talk about.
Yes.
But I'm going to do a quick 30-second micro machine. Shout out to all the damn Ohio State Buckeye players that got drafted here yesterday. We representing 5 strong in the first rounds 1 through 3, and they some damn talented people. The draft was very interesting. Shout out to all the damn NBA teams going to the second round, and today there's going to be some good ones. Milwaukee, Celtics, 76ers, Toronto. It's going to be some good ones, baby. It's going to be some good ones. All right, so back to the music. Go ahead.
So, music assignments. So things are going to be changing up a little bit, but we want to get out the old first before we get to the new.
Right.
Okay. So the old.
Right.
So Belle and I had our music assignments from last month.
Yep.
I had the luxury of getting to listen to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yep.
Yep. So, in realizing Will Smith is a gimmicky rapper, that's what he does. That's who he is. That's who he's been. He's made his million on it. I wish I would have come up with that. But Jazzy Jeff's got talent.
Jeff's the man.
Will Smith has talent. There's a couple songs in there that he's done that, like his cadence. He has an unusual cadence that's like rapid but enunciated, and they might be one of the most unusual rappers I've heard before because they don't say their name in every song. So that was kind of unusual. It was nice. But
Message.
right, they did a couple songs, just to make sure you knew who you were listening to. But yeah, he had a good cadence and jazzy and rock with his bebop. And the one thing I gotta say, the song "Parents Just Don't Understand" doesn't age well. Because I remember when I listened to it, I was like, yeah. And now I'm like, nah, you should have got your ass whipped a long time ago.
Right.
You take out the family Porsche, pick up a 12-year-old runaway, get it impounded for speeding 90 miles an hour. Probably got a hand job from the 12-year-old. I couldn't quite tell it was in there. But I think you should have got your ass whipped a long time ago by your parents.
Right.
I want Will Smith to go back and review that song and maybe do a little web video and tell us what he thinks about that song now that he has kids of his own.
Yeah, that's
That'd be
another thing about child raising cultures,
Right?
especially rich kids.
But you just say, if you're interested in Table Scratch, you want to hear what a real DJ sounds like, definitely pick up the album. He's my DJ, I'm the rapper.
Word up. So my man gave me Ozzy. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. So he gave me Ozzy Osbourne, the Osman return, Osman coming. So upon review of this track, I had to say this is really rock. It's really rock. It's rock. It's really rock. There's nothing else to say about it. It's really rock. When you think of a rock song,
Now let me ask you this.
it's really
Could
rock.
you tell the difference between when it was just Ozzy and when it was Black Sabbath?
I think because the one thing I picked up right away was the heavy strings and the darkness. That's the one thing I picked up right away. First of all, the Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
The Black Sabbath song, that was fucking heavy strings. And I was like, oh, yeah, Aaron shit me. He shot me some shit.
Yeah.
So I had to like, hold up, wait. Now, and then as a rock song, a lot of songs I can't understand. So I was hoping I was going to be able to understand the words. Yeah. Ozzy does not sing how he talk. He talk, hey, this motherfucker started singing. Yeah. The black goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like you could hear him and everything. But Black Sabbath was dark. War Pigs was dark. The first two I like. Well, there's a couple ones that I like. But one thing with Ozzy though is, and I know rock songs do this, but I noticed distinctively, and Pink Floyd had it on some of his shit. He would be on a track with the song, and then the strings would take you off somewhere that way. And then you think because they're doing this for so long, you think that the song went there. That's where I'm at with the song. And then the bridge would come and it'll bring it right back to the damn beat again. I was like, yo, how does that?
Yeah.
That was, he lost me for the last 15 seconds, but this shit is slick right here.
Yeah.
And
the hook.
you know, I was just like, yeah, the hook is different in a rock song.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the hook a lot of times will just take you off, bring it back.
Uh-huh.
But I did not know that Crazy Train was done by Ozzy.
Yeah.
Crazy Train has been remixed by so many motherfuckers, but the most popular I could say is the Little John remix of it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear that doom doom, I was like, oh, this Little John? Doom doom, doom doom, doom doom. I was like, oh, this Ozzy. But Little John has it in his shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how relevant this song. It's like a timeless song. Crazy Train's been redone and remixed by so many people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just took an appreciation and more acceptance of Ozzy and his music and to the depth of his genius in this shit. Because, you know, all the greats, I just say artists, period, are geniuses.
Right.
To create music are geniuses, period. But within everybody's genre, there's different levels of to where their genius goes in their own style. You know what I'm saying?
Warpig, he remixed, Ozzy really remixed that with Busta.
War Pigs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Busta and Ozzy redid that song on the album that you gave me for him.
Oh, okay. That's the extension level event.
Yeah, extension level event.
Yeah.
They did War Pigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because then I looked and I was like, this is 97. That's 97.
And that's their greatest hits.
That shit, I was like, yo, like
Ozzy and Black Sabbath, they've been around since like 67.
Yeah, they was hot.
Imagine that stuff. Black Sabbath out in 67. That song.
Yeah, that was
for that time.
I know that was bananas.
People hated on
it. But I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That Crazy Train is like a timeless piece. Because I remember I was like, oh, this Crazy Train.
That was still played in baseball stadiums.
Yeah, like karaoke bars, motherfuckers hitting that one up. Yeah. You know, Crazy Train. You know, and Simple Man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like just some shit, man. So that's what it is, man. I thought it was a beautiful thing, but I had to say when it comes to the rock and what I've got so far, I say Pink right there, Pink Floyd, that Dark Side of the Moon, and this Ozman Coming, number 2.
Cool.
Yeah, number 2. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what we got. What about you, Nitty? You got a song for us, Nitty?
So this is the new segment. I'll let Nitty take it because he's the new guy. He's actually going to hand out the first assignment to Mel.
3 Man.
My family hate in the morning when I play this album. This is definitely some stereotype shit that's going to happen. I don't like rap. I don't listen to that shit. I listen to old rap, but I listen to a lot of rock. Right? Because I think about rock for movies, right? I think about scores for my films. So my pick for my friends today is Kiss
Nice.
Destroyer,
Nice.
the album.
Great album.
Go check it out. And I definitely want you to listen to my favorite. Beth, you hear me calling?
Yeah.
Kiss.
Kiss, the Destroyer.
The Destroyer.
Right? Check out the strings on it. Check out my guys. And let me know what y'all think on it. And definitely let me think about, I want you to check out Beth. And see what type of feeling you get from it. I know y'all thought I was going to pick off some. Yeah.
I thought you was going to come with some island shit. So.
No,
But-
man.
Not to leave you empty-handed. I also want to make sure you get to walk away with the music assignment, just because you're the new guy, so we get to haze you just a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Don't be surprised.
I'm pretty sure it's a band you haven't heard of.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure, because it's a German band.
Oh, definitely ain't heard of them.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not polka. They're a different type of music. This is one I had Vel listen to, and I think he enjoyed it a lot. I'm giving you Trio. Da da da.
Yep.
Da da da.
Ha ha! Ha ha! He did this before. And I went and listened to Trio. So I'm a little ahead, but thanks. Good job. Good job. Good choice.
Now you get to listen to the whole album.
Yeah, listen to the whole album. That is what's up. Oh, so I need y'all to go on YouTube and you just gotta put in Destroyer and it'll put up their whole album just in case you don't have the CD.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Kiss the Destroyer.
Yep. That's a classic album. It's a great album, man.
Definitely great album.
I'll be enjoying listening to that for you.
So,
me and the band. Man, boy.
If you
get
want,
it!
listen.
Get it!
So they did way back in the mid '90s, did a Kiss tribute album, and the whole album sucked, outside of one song, which was done by Garth Brooks, and he did "Hard Luck Woman."
Oh, wow.
Check out that song.
Wow. All right.
And it was done so well that Kiss themselves actually liked it better than their version.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
So, we need to, we ate over.
Yeah.
And you know what?
We're doing good.
We got some stuff that we're gonna have to bring up and get into on the next episode for sure.
No, next episode's a special episode, as they all are. But next episode, we are actually going to be riding the light rail, and we're going to be talking to people. We're talking about stereotyping. We're going to talk to the weirdest people we can find on the light rail, because there's some weird ass people.
There's some weird
some weird people.
on the light rail.
We're gonna bring it to the people.
You did not look in the mirror before you got on the light rail with that outfit.
Right. You want to see, because you think that, okay, like people ask, well, are they really, they get along, they kick it and spend time? Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
but when you really see us in the streets, the studio, watch this interact with motherfuckers. Like I said, man, my saying is I keep it original like the gap in my mouth. It's a pretty gap too.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what's gonna happen? Boy, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun. And the first person that come at me smelling odoriferous, I'm gonna let them know.
I'm looking for bum hands.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because they're gonna give you bum.
No.
That's why.
Boy, look. This nigga almost killed the show. If that nigga gonna touch my lip, I had a twitch moment. Everything slowed down. I had looked at God, touch my lip.
That shit happened on the bum
Bum.
Did you? Motherfucker,
actually, on my way over here, I had made a turn, and the dude was asking for some change. He put it out, get some change, and I went to go get him some change, and I did the most rudest shit ever. I was like, beep, around, man. Like, I had told him, come here, man, you want to get some change, right? So I went to go get him some change. I just grabbed everything that was in my ashtray, and then he came up, and I seen his fingers. His fingers. Oh my God!
You just dropped.
I just dropped that shit.
Fuck
it, man.
That's
it went through his fingers. I'm sorry. It was wrong. I went through a moment. His fingers. I swear, man. His fingers. Oh my! It seemed like he had fingers on top of fingers. Bro. I'm sorry, God.
How yo?
It just fell through his
You couldn't
fingers.
even
though.
put it in his head. You just dropped the shit. Just plink, 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 plink.
Oh, clean. But I'm sorry.
Oh,
but
man.
I will be looking for these type of people when we out, just to
with
see.
the fingers?
Yeah,
we gonna bring some gloves for
people.
him?
Yeah. Man, that's what I'm on. Hey, that's what I'm on. Actually, I was gonna bring some Corel. My girl, she quick to when you try to hug her, she quick to be like, squeeze this in your hand, rub your hands together. I'm gonna bring some of that out.
Hey man, how many people stop really giving handshakes and just pound people up like this? Like just I don't even touch my palm. Just here you
I
go.
give you this.
Right. It's the shit, man. I'm telling you, man.
If you ain't my friend,
it's crazy,
if I'm not shaking your hand, if I don't have a future with you.
Oh, man.
It's crazy.
Oh, too funny.
All right, y'all. So that was the show. Hopefully you enjoyed it with a lighthearted topic of just rambling. It was great for us, I know for sure. So again, check us out next month, last Saturday of the month.
We're seeing stinky people. Yeah, we're going to see stinky people.
Right.
We're going to talk about them.
And I'm hoping the faceless guy is there.
Oh, the faceless guy?
The faceless guy.
Oh, man. To the love. One love, y'all. Take it light. Pieces.